Hey everyone, happy Sunday. So I'm making this video as kind of a follow-up to a video I watched yesterday that Preach did. I'm sure all of you follow Preach. Pretty much everybody on the Warcraft front follows Preach and Taliesin. But anyway, he was talking about add-ons and how the add-ons should work. I'd get rid of them. I guess he plays Guild Wars 2, and add-ons are not allowed in Guild Wars 2, I believe it was. He plays Final Fantasy 14 too. So I kind of wanted to go over this. Now I started again back about 2006, right at the very end of vanilla, and that's what I'm on. I'm on the classic server, and as you can see, I have no add-ons, no add-ons available. If I want to know what a quest is, then I have to come down here and click my quest log and look at it. If I look at my map, there's nothing that tells me anything here. And this is the way it was back when I first started playing. There were no add-ons. There were no uh, any place to tell you where to go. And so what we did was we went to a website called thoughtbot.com, and we would search, and it would say, okay, for you have to you have to go up in this area. You have to kill some scorpions up here. You have to loot some things by these cactuses, and then you complete the quest. So I do have a couple of quests here. Uh, Burning Blade Medallion. In order to find out where I have to go for that, and again, I played through this way back when, but I don't remember all the stuff. I don't remember where I need to go. If I go pick up a new quest from this guy, I don't remember, so I would have to go
What do you
and
need?
find out um,
For the Horde.
where all this stuff is. Where it is that I need to go. It looks like I have a quest for lazy peons. So do I go over to this guy?
What?
I can't even turn the sound off. I go into the options, and maybe I'm just missing it. But there's really no way to change anything. I don't see anything for sound anywhere here. Camera, raid profile, there's nothing, system. Oh, there is one for sound. Duh. Okay, so we're going to turn the sound off because that's just a little too much. But as far as questing or what I need to do, where I need to go, there's nothing. And this is the interface at the bottom here that we worked with for a very long time. We didn't have Bartender or LVUI. We didn't have World Quest Tracker and all that. And so sometimes it was very difficult because it would take you forever to get a quest line done because you had to go to Thoughtbot, you had to read through, see where it is, and then you go, okay, it's in this area. Then you go back, you complete the quest, and you did quests one at a time. It's not like today when you go get a handful of quests, you complete everything at the same time. Now, according to Preach, they built World of Warcraft with add-on makers in mind. They actually built it so that add-on makers could build add-ons that would help. And the idea behind this was you can make an add-on that will do anything that normally would happen in the game. So it can show you where quests are. So, instead of going to Thoughtbot, you automatically go and you see, oh, I need to go here for the quest. Um, it takes information that's already in the game and it displays it for you. It cannot play for you. Apparently, there were some add-ons that would do things for you. I think one of the very first add-ons that I ever remember, I think, was DBM. Um, Daily Boss Mods was and still is a requirement for any kind of high-end rating or Mythic Plus or anything like that. Each individual guild had a vent account, and you had to have that. You had to have vent on your computer in order to play because you needed to communicate. Now we have 100 different things that you can do, but uh, at first it was very, very difficult to get through questing or to go through a raid. One of the very first raid we raided Nax we raided. I think it was Gruel's Lair was a raid back in the day. Um, I can't honestly remember if it was or not. There's also, oh my gosh, where is it? So it was in Deadwind Pass. I can't even think of what the heck the name of the place is, but we uh, raided down here a lot. God, I can't believe I don't remember this because we rated it for tons down here in the uh, Deadwind Pass. You had to do the prerequisite quest. There was a whole bunch of stuff you had to do to get keys and stuff to in order to go in here and raid. But we did all that with really very little help. And one of the reasons why I don't raid is because of that time in my life. If raid people are very toxic. People who pug are very toxic. Why? Because in their opinion, you should be the top player in the world in order to be in their group. And if you're not, they'll call you out. They'll make ignorant, snide comments and make the time miserable. So that's why I don't do a lot of pugs. I think I said in my last video a couple of weeks ago, we pugged the first two wings of Vault, and we got to the very last boss in the second part of that section, and we had a hard time. It was we were wiping. The healer was not healing anybody, and so we ended up wiping. And we did that so many times, I finally said, you know what? Because the gear in there was coming up worse than what I was getting organically through world bosses and world quests and just questing and doing the raid or the soup, the feasts and stuff. I got just as good or better gear than I got in the raid. So let's pause this and go to what's what it is like now. Okay, so here we are on one of my characters on Kel'Thuzad. I think this is the only character outside of my main realm that I have ever played. You can see up here at the top, level 64. Every other character across, what do I have, like 5 or 6 realms? I ended up with 31 level 60s that I was planning on playing on Dragon Isles, but I've been on my main server doing those, and I have not touched any of the rest of these. There's way too much to do. In fact, you can see this one has not even logged into the trading post yet. So we're going to close that out. It's popping up stuff that I cleared out. I've unlocked everything in the expedition tree and for the Dragon Scale expedition. I'm in the auction house in Valdraken, but you can see my UI is much different than it was on my original, on my vanilla server that I was playing. Much different. But but let's kind of look at a couple of things here. So over on the left hand side we have Weekaris, and I haven't changed my. I've changed all of my mini maps. I really like the sexy map add-on. I think it's very cool. I think it's very helpful. I haven't figured out how to turn off all these icons because I really don't want to see every single vendor and banker and mailbox and everything in the game. I don't want to see this. So how do I get rid of all of these icons? So we're going to scale this up a little bit. We're going to move it up here, and we're going to change this to rustic because I like rustic better. Um, And so we've completely changed the entire way we look at the game. We look at this mini map. If I could figure out how to get rid of all these, and I have tried everything that I can, I've looked at videos and stuff. I can't get rid of it, but I hate the fact that all this stuff's here. I'm not tracking. Well, I am on this one, but even if I uncheck all these, I know where all this stuff is, so I don't want to see it. But still, I have all of these vendors and trainers and all this crap on here. It's so it's so cluttered. I hate that part of it. But Getting back to what I was saying, so on this left-hand side, this is weak auras. These are weak auras. Now, do they help? 100%. It tells me everything that I need to do on every single character to level up my professions. It tells me when the next feast is, when the next siege is. If you go into an area, it will populate the rares, the super rares that are in that area. Weekly profession knowledge that you can get. You know, I can mine some stuff, get some dirt using my. I don't know. Think I even have any shovels on this one. No, I haven't. I haven't played this one enough now, but the expedition shovel, so you can get dirt down on the bottom here. The treatises, the treatise on mining and jewel crafting. Haven't done those on this one because I haven't played it. Plus, it has a list of all of the things that you can find out in the world that will give you profession knowledge points. So there's tons and tons of information from Weekaras. And I don't know if Weekaras is even, it's right there. So this Weekara, it's this Thomas Dragonflight helper that has all of this information for your all of your weekly profession stuff. Shows has the module and stuff. This is over the top helpful for someone who wants to maximize their profession. Now I don't even know if I've even I have picked up Dragon Isle jewel crafting. Um, Done very, very little with it. I have 0 points put in anything because again, I don't play this character. I do have some points, but just some of the other things. You look at the map, you've got shows all of your quests, where you need to go for all those. If we zoom out, it shows you all the world quests. World Quest Tracker does all of that, shows you all of the world quests and what the rewards are. This has made us almost spoiled, in my opinion. Um, we don't really have to research anything. All we do is log in, look at our map, and there we go. We have all of that right there for us. So let's just take a look and I don't have as many add-ons as a lot of people. So Altaholic, I kind of thought that would help being able to track some of my stuff on my alt, but I don't play them enough to do anything. Auctionator, of course, there was a different auction uh, add-on way back that was kind of like Auctioneer. In fact, when Auctioneer first came out, it was really broken. Nobody ever used it, and so then they fixed it. Bagnon, love Bagnon. It's extremely helpful. It keeps everything organized. It's not separate bags. I don't like separate bags. Some people do. There's a lot of data stuff. Gather, make tracks your mining nodes, your herbalism, stuff like that. Enchantrix is to help uh, talk in trade chat that says, you know, I can do this, enchant, whatever. Never used it. Handy Notes is another one that tracks the stuff on your map in the world. You know, it helps show treasures and stuff like that. These little treasure boxes, that's because of Handy Notes. Um, Hikili is the one that is probably the closest to what Preach was talking about, and that's kind of what made me think of this. I'm going to move this over here because I don't like having my encounter bar right there. Okay, so we're going to oh let's make this one. What's this guy's name? Can't even remember. We'll call him San. Make it character specific so I'm not changing anybody else's layout. Anyway, this one was the one that made me think about it because I remember when I first got this. So this is telling you the optimal key that you should press in order to get the most DPS, this Hikili. And I've actually moved this up and down. It was way up here. It was in the way. I've moved it around. But if you follow a rotation, it's one thing that I was wondering because I'm not a hardcore raider, because even though I've followed a ton of stuff, and this is the Death Knight I followed, Jedith, um, this pretty much follows everything that he does. And it's not 100%, but it only shows you. I remember when I first got this, I was like, well, I'm clicking that thing. Why isn't it worked? It doesn't work that way because it can't do things for you. It can't pull the button into the place where it needs for the need one you need to press. So I can't click this and make that sigil go down. I can't click that and start immolation. I actually have to click the button in my bar, but this tells you what you should be pressing to maximize your DPS. So that fits into what Blizzard had intended. They've done what they've done is they've created a bunch of APIs. And we learned about APIs in programming school, but APIs are kind of like a doorway that you can connect and add on to the game through this little doorway. That's kind of layman's term, but so they created all these APIs, and now we have all of these new uh, add-ons that we can use for our interface. And it's completely changed the way I play the game. Postal, pawn, um, routes will help you in gathering. TomTom gives you the arrow where you need to go. We've talked about WeCars, Trade Skill Master. How many people make millions of gold using Trade Skill Master? Okay, I haven't spent enough time to even know how it works. I just know it does for some people, but it's more time than I can invest in. So I guess the question I have, I don't want this to go for a ton of time, is what do you think of add-ons? Do you think they help? Do you think that we should get rid of them? Do you like having add-ons? I absolutely love, and I use the bare minimum. I don't want a whole bunch of crap in my way when I'm trying to fight something, or if I want to try and see something coming at me. I don't want a bunch of crap in the way. I know there's a lot of people that have like DPS meters right here in the center, and they shoot numbers up. You did this much damage on that hit, and all this. I don't want all that. Okay, if you like that, great. People that have uh, DPS meters on the side over here that tell you how much DPS you did on a boss. The friend that I raided with a couple of weeks ago has one of those. That's told me that I was in the middle of the pack on my Affliction Warlock. I've never raided on any of my DKs, although I can tell you that, wow, DKs are amazing. But what do you think of add-ons? Do you think that it's a little too over the board? Uh, Warcraft would not let an add-on work. In fact, they can completely shut down an add-on if it does something for you in the game. So, for instance, Deadly Boss Mods tells you move out of the fire, move out, stand here, stand behind a pillar. It tells you information that it pulls from the data from the combat logs and says you need to do this in order to survive, or you need to stand here, or you need to do whatever. But it pulls the information from the combat logs and then tells you what you should do in order to survive a fight. It's the same with all of this stuff here in WeCars. All of this stuff is readily available. You could go on to Wowhead, which is the replacement for ThoughtBot, but it has tons and tons of information. You could say, okay, what do I need for all of my jewel crafting? Well, what have I got here? 8 things that I could get from my jewel crafting. It's all data that is available. This is just showing you specifically for your character based on your professions of what you can find, of what you can do in the world that will get you more points in your mining. So I could get, I've still got a profession master for mining. I got the treatise. I've got uh, piles of dirt to do. I got iridescent ore that you get sometimes when you mine nodes. It shows me information that's already in the game. That's what the add-ons do. It can't do things for you, or Blizzard can literally shut it down. So I just wanted to kind of get your idea. What do you think of add-ons? The ones that I have, I absolutely love. I don't think I could ever play the game again without them. That's why my character on the classic server hasn't even left the starting area because I don't have time to go research where all of the quest stuff is. So this is getting close to 20 minutes. I want to end it here. I'd really like your thoughts on add-ons, what you think. If this stuff is helpful, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment. I would really appreciate it. The more we can build this, the more time I might have to put out pertinent information, real-time information. It's not scripted. I don't sell anything. I don't give you a $20 gold guide. But I want to kind of get information out to you that I run across because I think it's important. All right, you guys have a great weekend.